Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Star vs. the Force of Evil, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
And April Collins.
Hello.
We are talking the Star vs. the Force of Evil Season 3 finale, Divide and Conquer. Those are the two episodes that aired today, April 7th on Disney XD and the Disney app. The big Season 3 finale of Star. We'll have extensive coverage on the Overly Animated Podcast, potentially 3 podcasts on this finale over the course of the next few days. Going big for the Star finale. Yeah. Find all that at overlyanimated.com. Subscribe to not miss these future podcasts. One of them's a panel. It's like kind of half counts. And then, you can also subscribe on YouTube to not miss any of our Star podcasts. Make sure you've seen Divide and Conquer. Huge episodes. We're going to get into everything that happens in plot-wise, everything-wise in these episodes. So spoilers abound. Delaney, what are your reactions to this finale?
So everyone died.
Yeah, actually true.
Like literally everyone died.
Yeah.
Except Tom. Like, I really like this episode. I'm just like the finale. I mean, this is incredible. I think I do think the main weakness is Meteora, and like we talked about it. But then I think what makes up for it is just how epic and like the music in the finale is incredible. Like the final battle is incredible, and I think there was a lot of emotion with I know we've had like the whole like eye thing before, and we can sort it out, but it was still really scary. I think the first half is both stronger and weaker than the second half because I hate the magic dimension with like every fiber of my being. Though seeing Moon like naked and just hair was really funny, and that was pretty great. But I'm like, where's Moon? Also, Eclipsa we waited so long for Eclipsa to make her move, and she did, and it was awesome, and then she Mary Poppins it away.
Yeah, accurate.
I mean, I really enjoyed it. There's still a lot, I think, to process, because the end was just like, oh, okay. Like, I think everything happened at the end that we thought would have happened at the beginning of the season. It was pretty interesting, kind of like this like bait and switch kind of stuff.
Yeah, we'll process throughout the course of this podcast and get into everything. Yeah, for the last 5 minutes, there's a lot of stuff, and we'll break
so much stuff.
Too much stuff.
Also, I hate Glossaryx.
Oh yeah, well, there's a huge Glossaryx moment we'll get into. But April, what did you think of the finale?
So I really liked it. There was a lot of emotions for me to process throughout it, and I agree that the music was just phenomenal and like perfect throughout. There was so much, and I watched each episode at least like 3 times, and I'm still like processing them. And there was just so much. Everyone dies, and then people come back to life, and that a balloon noise annoyed the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm triggered about that, but they were really good. Like the fighting sequences were beautifully done. Where's Moon? When will she come back? Where is she? Like, what is?
Rip.
Yeah, right. Is Eclipsa good or bad? We don't know still. Marco and Tom are best friends. Apparently, wasn't aware of that, but no, I really liked this season finale, like, a lot. And even though I was left with, like, so many questions, and I have, like, small, tiny problems here and there, but, like, I was very satisfied overall, so.
Okay. Yeah. Good finale. I thought both episodes were very good, very solid, and very exciting last 5 minutes. Not necessarily the most overall plot fulfilling, but that is also my description of every single episode of the season. So it's not new, but at the very least it was exciting and some really fun moments with Meteor and Eclipsa and Star. I love the magic dimension stuff, so I was really digging those elements of the episodes. But I've definitely seen a lot of people on Delaney's side of that. And there are a lot of funny moments in both episodes. A lot of great character stuff worked in, including like a minute-long Kelly Tad piece that had no business being in there, but it was but it was still kind of great. This Glosser moment, that's probably the second thing I want to get into. But let's first start by breaking down Eclipsa she wasn't barely in the finale until the last 5 minutes.
She just shows up.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah. She starts like, oh, she broke out, and then there she is at the end, and she battles Meteora.
Her magic, okay, this might be one of the most incredible sequences in the whole series. Like, her magic and how calm she is, it was just incredible.
Oh, yeah, it was like scary, and see, again, I had a lot of like really like strong emotional reactions, and like when she took the wand, I was like, who is that? And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's Eclipsa, and I freaked out. Same. And then like while she was like fighting Meteora, I was like crying, and I was like, oh my gosh, why is this great?
Yeah, I think that might have been my favorite sequence of the finale too, when Eclipsa takes the wand and does her magic. Everything from the animation to especially the sound design on her spells.
No,
I love
so
it.
Good. The sound design on the finale is just incredible. Like every just so good.
Yeah, it just really popped for me when she was doing like the weird. It sounded so different. I loved that. Yeah.
Oh no, like I think it was just the way she said the spells. Of course, the difference, like the name of them, what the wand did. It was awesome.
Yeah, it turns into an umbrella and like dark umbrella. And then she like entraps Meteor and seemingly kills her, but then Meteor is a baby. Yeah. So not dead. And then Star tells her to keep the wand, and
then Eclipse is like, "Oh, thanks, bye."
Right. She says, "I'm returning what my family stole for you." Then Eclipse sees the baby, takes Meteora, leaves, goes back to the monster castle, where Luda was, where the, mid-season finale was. And we see her frozen husband, who's revealed whose name is Globcore. And, she says, welcome home. Well, hello, my love, we're home. So, I've been waiting this whole season for the other shoe to drop on an Eclipsa, for us to learn that she'd been playing Moon all along, that she's really evil. And I don't think we got that from this finale.
No.
We're just kind of getting more ambiguity with regards to her intentions. That being
Which
said,
is why I love her.
Yeah, I think 98% of this finale, she's purely good. She defeats Meteor. It's all her. But there's this seeds of doubt left with her actions at the end.
Darkness around her. Like, it's hard to watch. Like, she, seemingly kills her own daughter, and then she's devastated by it. She's devastated while she's doing it. She's devastated after it happens, and then Star gives her the wand, and we see her do her magic, and it's scary. It's terrifying. And you're like, she's like, no wonder they like locked her up. It's kind of scary. And like, to see what she can do, like, she's clearly very powerful. But then that's also like, she just wants her child. She just wants to have her family. And so like, it's really weird. Like, I love her, and I'm like, I want good, like, I'm like, go raise your family. But then I'm also like, I am scared of you. Like,
yeah, it's
really interesting.
Yeah, so she definitely comes across menacingly. April, do you read any menacing intentions with her actions at the end?
So no, not really, but I'm worried about, I guess Mr. Globgore frozen in the crystal, because the way he's like, I guess, crystallized is kind of terrifying. And the fact that like, she just comes home, like it was, she just came back from the groceries, like, hello, love, we're home now. Like, I picked up some tuna. I hope you like it, or whatever. Like, that kind of part is sort of horrifying. So, because up until like, I guess until like that final line, and even though it's so simple, it like planted that seed of doubt in me, because I was just like, no, like, Eclipse is doing like good things, like she's being good, like she knows that her daughter needs to be stopped or whatever, and then she just picks up the baby and just Mary Poppins out, and she's like, hi honey, home. And I don't know.
Yeah, I think the fact that she reacts so quickly to the switch that Meteor isn't dead, she's just a baby.
Right.
That's suspicious to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely suspicious, but it's like, I don't know what she's up to.
Could it be that she was playing Star the entire time she was on screen in the finale? Is that possible?
Well, I think there's a possibility that she's been playing everyone this entire time. Like,
right,
this is what she wanted the whole time.
That's a huge possibility.
I do think she may have. I think there's a really strong chance that she played Star to get the wand.
Right, because Star gives her the wand of her own volition.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, she was going to give it back.
Yeah. But then Eclipse is like, okay, thanks, bye. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it makes, I don't know, she doesn't come across as blatantly evil, but why does she leave so fast? If she's good, what's the explanation for her leaving so quickly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she's done. Bye.
She's like, I got what I wanted. I'm out.
Yeah.
But also, like, does that mean she doesn't? Because, I don't know. I almost kind of interpret it like Star was like, here, I'm giving you the wand back, and I'm giving you back Muni, even though it's destroyed. But, like, this is your problem now. But she didn't seem like, she was just like, I just want the wand. Thank you. Goodbye. Here's my daughter.
Well, this is kind of how we were at the season 1 finale. Like, we don't know what's coming next. Like, This is one of those, like, we blew up the world, and we have no idea what's coming next. We have a slightly better idea right now, just because, like, the very blatant cliffhanger we've been given. But I don't know, like, that's what's really interesting about it, is because we're very much back to the beginning, but now Star's not queen or princess or anything.
I think, yeah, it's not clear who's, I think Star probably queen, still acting queen, but she tries to give it away. It's almost like Eclipse rejects being queen, like she leaves,
but takes the wand.
But does take the wand. I guess the explanation for her, Eclipse, is good, but she just recognizes, she's like, okay, Meteor is back to being a baby. Wow, my life's back to how it was before all this. I'm just, this is what I want. I'm just taking, I'm going to go try to get my life from before back. So it could be that there's no malicious intent, that she just saw Meteor as a baby and just is like, it just resonated with her, and she's like, I'm going to try to go back to the way things were before. I can't help but read Eclipse as malintentioned always, though. So I'm not buying that.
Well, yeah, that's always been like our.
Well, the thing is, she's just a sketchy person. She's never eaten babies, but she's eaten teenagers. Like, that's the thing with her. Like, her back to normal could be them, like, slaughtering people. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Moon would want you to think from earlier in the season. But yeah, April, malintentioned?
Maybe, I don't know, because I've never been like utterly convinced that Eclipse is good, and there's so much, like, I guess, like, we don't know in regards to her past, and we kind of talked about it during the trial, was that, like, we don't know exactly what it was that she did to get her to be crystallized. Like, surely it wasn't just because she took a monster lover. Like, there had to have been something else or something more. And so... Yeah,
I guess we still don't know that, huh? We didn't really get into that.
I feel like that would be a good thing to know, right? Like, what was it exactly that she had done? Was it, like, so much so that, like, her and her monster lover were, like, planning to, I don't know, murder everyone? Like, what was it that... So, if I knew what it was that she was trying to do, then... Or if there was an inkling of her intentions, like, it can't just be that she's like, I just want my family back, like, and now we can all be happy. Yay! That doesn't seem right.
It doesn't seem right to me either. And I think that despite, regardless of her intentions, even though those are definitely a big discussion point, but basically we're arriving at we don't know. But although maybe we're leaning somewhat bad intentions, it's regardless, we get this force of, her frozen husband Globcore, and that might be a problem regardless in season 4. Do we think Globcore is our villain next season?
Maybe. I don't, but he doesn't.
I doubt it. Like, I feel like.
First of all, is he breaking free? Like, probably, right? Because we saw.
Probably, him. Yeah.
Also, I feel like Eclipse is the brains here. Like, I don't know.
Maybe giant monster dude's really smart.
Oh, well, he could be. I really don't want it to be a monster. Like.
Yeah, it's one thing that wasn't touched upon too much in this finale, except for maybe Star's declaration at the end, was the human-monster relations plot thread with Star, and how she thinks monsters have been mistreated by Muni and her mom, and Star kind of addresses it by saying, we give this back to you. Maybe it's not clear if that's more with regards to monster relations. Or it's more with regards to, them not being birthright on the throne. So it's hard to imagine next season, given all the progress we've made with monster relations, that we just have a blatant monster, bad. It could be like he's presented as the big bad from like Moon's perspective and then Star's in the middle or something. That's kind of what we thought this season would be, but it wasn't. So yeah, I think that's going to be interesting with Globcore. So another reveal was with Glossaric, and he says that he's been telling them about Globcore for months. It's Eclipse's monster love, and he says, "See you around." And he leaves, and is his voice different, says Star, and indeed he's voiced by Keith David now.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I like that joke. That was good.
Yeah, it was a good one.
we've been waiting for a while to see how the show would address Jeffrey Tambor. Probably would not bring him back. He's kind of caught up in some of the Time's Up stuff. And this was a very blatant way of addressing it, I guess. Is his voice different?
I hate him.
I did not like this moment, although I did laugh at it, I guess.
I'm not shocked because it's Glossaric. Like, this is the most Glossaric thing. And if he's gone forever, I will be so happy. But like,
I
oh my
liked
god.
him better as a dog. Like,
no, me too.
I
just accepted it. I hate him. Oh my god, I'm just mad. I hate him.
Yeah, that was kind of like jarring because he just stands up and he's like, I've been trying to tell you this whole time, and it's like, cool, why couldn't you just stand up at any moment and just tell us?
Because he's
like,
Glossaric and he's stupid. Okay, here's the thing. Like, this is obviously like the dumbest plot device ever in the history of ever, but it works great because Glossaric sucks and he would do this, and like his main motivation in life is pudding. And I think that for how stupid this was, I think it was executed really well because we all know how Glossaric is and he sucks.
Yeah.
I'm obviously mad about it, but I just hate Glossaric so much.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that out of place for his character. It is definitely random. I think the voice change thing is like, oh, that's got to be from external circumstances. But the him leaving thing, that could have been there easily from before any of this happened. So, I guess this could have been the plan all along. Was Glossaric leaving like this? Kind of not clear.
Was he like literally just waiting for Eclipse to be like, okay, I'm out, and he was like, cool, me too, bye. Like,
yeah, I don't think
I'm curious if Glossaric's going to her because I know Eclipse was always his favorite.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they would have gone through the trouble of switching voice actors if he was, they would have just written him off the show if he was gone, so he'll definitely come back. Unless they had this moment and they had to just do this one scene, because I do think it would have been storyboarded and stuff before any of the voice actor stuff would have come into play. But yeah, I thought this was tonally jarring. It was funny, but I don't think it was like a good twist or anything. It's just because he'd been saying that one word all the time. I don't think that worked.
We just accepted it. That was his life.
Yeah, that's his life. So, yep, that happened. Other plot revelations we had, so first of all, this fight between Meteor and Star. I thought was definitely one of the highlights of the finale. Star in her butterfly form, Meteor, very like colorful, some
Tom
great action
going,
sequences.
You know she could do that?
Yeah, that was good.
But yeah, I love this fight. Very reminiscent of Moon in her butterfly form versus Ludo Toffee in last season's finale.
Yes.
Yeah, but I thought this was great. And then maybe the potentially big consequential plot moment, which I want to discuss, does this have any meaning, is when Star goes, at one point, she's like, you know what, you want my power? Take it. And then she, takes this orange ball out of her. She gets out of the butterfly form and she throws it at, Meteora. Meteora is, stunned from that, although not defeated. So what's happening here?
Yeah,
Delaney, what was your interpretation?
Well, when she picked up the wand, it didn't light up, at this moment, I believe Star has lost her magic.
Yeah, this is interpretation number one. My
interpretation of that as well was that, well, like, I guess not completely, but I was like, did she lose her magic? Or does she still have it hiding within her? Will she get her magic back when she finds her mom?
The problem is we don't know what causes Star's magic in the first place, so it's kind of hard to tell what her losing her magic means because she gave away the wand. So that's
I feel like if she goes
one.
back to like the magic dimension, she'll get her magic back. Except I don't know how she'll get there.
Right, that's true. So she could potentially get it back from the magic dimension. But so here's interpretation number one is that she literally gave her magic away to Meteor in order to attack her and get out of that situation. And it's possible that had reason to do with Meteora becoming a baby again at the end. It wasn't just Eclipse's attack. Maybe it was Star's magic. I don't know. Kind of a lot that's very unclear about these last 5 minutes of the finale. But interpretation number two is that she was just taking herself out of butterfly form temporarily and using that to stun Meteor, and that it's not a permanent thing.
But the thing is, like, I feel like there was so much focus on like the deterioration of her butterfly form. Like, it didn't seem like she was transforming out of it; it was falling away.
Yeah. That, and then you also brought up the moment of when she picks up the wand and she's seemingly not able to do anything.
Yeah, but she was using magic without the wand in her butterfly form, right? Because remember whenever she was like, what was it back in like Toffee? Like she was in her butterfly form, and using the wand at the same time. But this time she wasn't using the wand; she was just doing magic without it.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I mean, she could have just been too weak to summon something, but like to me, it's because when she picked up the wand, it didn't light up, is what makes me believe that like her magic's gone.
Yeah, very unclear. Should be noted, there's a moment I went back and watched in the season 2 finale when Moon does a similar move. She's in the butterfly form. She manifests a ball of energy and she throws it at Toffee Ludo in order to get away. And then she does have her butterfly form afterwards. Okay. It's not the same. It's not orange colored. Like, it doesn't match her butterfly. And like Star says, take my power. It's not like Moon just does it, but it was very reminiscent of that scene. And so there's reason to believe it could be temporary. I don't know what the point of Star saying that line would be if it was just temporary.
Unless she was just saying like, yeah, take my magic so that I can defeat you. You know, like, here I am, I'm using my magic against you kind of thing, versus like I'm literally taking all of my magic out of my body and attacking you with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like you're trying to get to get the powers of the royal family. So here you go, boom. You know, it's like you can interpret it whatever way. It's another thing that's not clear, but it is in play that Star might not have her magic when we start again in season 4.
Season 4, Star without magic, Dark Star.
I'm waiting for the Dark Star arc, but she also doesn't have the wand. That's a more tangible thing. Even if she doesn't have magic, she still doesn't have the wand, which means we maybe get into Star learning how to cast without the wand. That's something that we saw specifically from Moon and Eclipse to talk about the season. So it seems to be on our minds. Probably getting into that regardless. But yeah, kind of nothing really has a tangible explanation here. Why is Meteor a baby? What's happening with Star and her giving away her magic? What are Eclipse's intentions? Why did Glasswork change voices and leave?
The real question, Dylan. Yeah, why did Glasswork's voice change?
Yeah. So if I'm like unsatisfied with the finale, it's because of these things. It's like, it wasn't fulfilling to me narratively. Agree or disagree?
Well, I think it's just like, I'm so like Star, this is what Star does. Like, it just hits you like in the face. And then it's like, oh, here's all this stuff. We'll explain it later, maybe. And I'm like, okay, I accept this.
If you even explain it.
Like, I think there is a chance that, like, what Eclipse did was on purpose. Like, she made her into a baby.
Right. That's what I'm most curious about, is that it's Eclipse's intentions to revert her back into a baby in order to manipulate Star to give her the wands. That could have all been on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it's exciting stuff heading in the next season. I would love for the show to do more than this. I feel like we've been in the same spot for a while. I feel like at the end of season 2, we were like, wow, the show is capable of these great character moments, these great episodes on its own, focusing on Star and Marco. And then also it can do really interesting things with the plot if we take a step beyond where we are now. And a season later, we definitely didn't do anything more. Go ahead.
Well, I just think as much as I love Eclipse, I think she's like, we've just stunted with her because like they're playing the ambiguity too much. Like, we still don't have answers. Like, we don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm hoping to see like how we deal with this whole, because we still haven't really sat and thought and like really dealt with the knowledge that Star is not the true Princess of Muni. Like, she's not. Yeah. Like, she's not even really a butterfly.
Yeah, we saw Star in seemingly like going through that in her head, but we didn't like talk it out with her. We didn't, so that's, but like same thing happened last season with the Star confessing her feelings, and we didn't discuss it for 20 episodes. I think the main thing is the fact that after Battle for Mooney, we're like, oh, Eclipse, is she gonna be good? Is she gonna be bad? And then we're at the exact same spot at the end of the season 3. Pretty frustrating to me. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
But I'm hoping, like, I am feeling that, like, season 4 is going to be the monster human. Like, we've touched on it. It's
They've
here.
Perfectly set it up.
They need to come back.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be exciting, whatever it is. We love the show. I think, like, after season 2, I was like, the show's poised to take a giant quality leap and be a super top-tier animated show. I'm not convinced that that's going to happen anymore. I still think it has all the potential in the world there, and it's still really good, but... I don't think it's fit the pieces together yet. And I think this finale just continues that.
Well, it's like we've talked about, it's still stuck with too much of its kind of like Disney XD zaniness.
Yeah, it's like it hasn't figured out when and where to use the zaniness. It hasn't figured out what it wants to focus on. I think it should focus more on Star and Marco, but, your mileage may vary. And, it hasn't made concrete plot advancements. Those are the complaints. But that being said, I did think these 2 episodes are very solid. There's more to talk about here. We're just focusing on these last 5-10 minutes of the episode. But other stuff from Conquer, we can talk about the second episode first here with I more than other 30-minute episodes of Star, I thought these very easily broke down into 2 11-minute segments like normal episodes.
They seem to kind of break down that way too.
Yeah,
like you could tell where like the 11-minute mark was.
These are just 4 episodes, So it's I don't know why we need to do the 30-minute thing. You can just I'm fine with them being 2 separate episodes, but the second episode and the third episode, if you think of them as 4, were both split with the magic dimension and Marco dealing with Meteora. So those are kind of the 2 halves, and we bounce back and forth. And so in this third episode, all the magic dimension stuff, there's not a ton to talk about. The big plot advancement, I guess, is that there are these reverse waterfall portals in, that's hard to say, in there, and they go to places like the Sanctuary and wherever they were in that, like with the manhole above them and stuff like that. So, and then there's like a random world I think we hadn't seen before. I thought that was a really cool concept that we saw.
Well, it's interesting because we're still kind of like, we had the whole magic has gone from the universe, but now we're in this magic dimension where seemingly magic is flowing into all these different places. So that's kind of interesting. Like, we're still kind of stuck on that. It's just interesting and weird.
Like the source of all of the dimensions magic? Is that
that's what it seems like. Which, because we've been to the Sanctuary, and first we thought that's what was going on, but now like with the magic dimension, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but didn't Star create this dimension?
Did
she? Did she not?
I don't know.
She created the unicorn that sends them back. That's definitely true.
Yes.
In Toffee, she creates that unicorn. I don't remember if she created this whole dimension, but I guess regardless.
But then it was kind of weird because that unicorn like essentially kicked her and Moon out. It was like, you guys aren't supposed to be here. Like, get out.
Yeah, let's talk to that in a second. But like, I guess, do we like spending time on the magic dimension? This is where deep dive, or I think deep dive took place. So Delaney, you didn't like it. Did you just find it boring?
Yeah, I'm just bored. I mean, because I just want Moon back, and I just want things to happen. I mean, obviously unicorns are cute, but I'm over it.
Duh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Deep Dive's one of my favorite episodes of the show. I really like spending more time here. I don't think there's any plot stuff happening, but, I just think the aesthetic of it is really like engaging.
It's very
and,
Star.
It's colorful. It's, all these unicorns and stuff. I love the music and the ambience.
There's just marshmallows.
There's just like random marshmallows there. I loved these sections of the finale. Where do you stand, April?
I like the magic dimension world, but I found it very frustrating because, like we went there with a purpose, and that was to get Moon back. And then we didn't we didn't leave on like our Star's terms. Like, I'm Star Butterfly. I'm here to get my mother, Queen Moon. And she left like not of her own will. She was forced out, and we still don't have Queen Moon. And so it almost seemed like kind of like a waste, though it was like adorable to see like, I guess, Amnesia Moon. And she was saying cute things like super duper fun and all of that stuff. But, and running around naked apparently. But I think I was just frustrated because, you know, we kept like losing our memory, and then like we were like so close, and then we didn't like make it, and that was it. And it almost like went nowhere, except now we really don't know where Moon is. So
yeah, there basically was no point to the magic dimension stuff. Basically nothing happens there.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning we don't know where Moon is, at the end we don't know where Moon is.
Mm-hmm.
I love the aesthetic of it. I personally like spending time there. I think if we're going to make this a thing that we would come back to, then it would just need to have more concrete narrative stuff happening. Like, I think the portals were great. Like, that's something that's actually happening while we're there. I thought that was really good. I think more stuff like that rather than just, the entire plot being Star trying to remember who she is while she's there.
Yeah, and they never like, I guess the other thing too is like, why is it that Star and Moon lose their memory while they're there? Like, did they ever explain why that happens?
No, nothing is explained in the magic dimension.
I'm just making sure. But
no, you're not missing anything.
Other than like discovering the portals, it was like, why are we even here? Because like Star didn't even remember. Like, she would remember and then she'd forget, and then finally the unicorn was like, please leave.
Yeah, in the end, she didn't remember that, like, why she was
like,
there.
Why
waste 11 minutes her out.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, nothing happens, and literally Star does forget the purpose of that plot. So, yeah, I think my interpretation is that it's like as you become more engrossed in the magic, then the rest of the world like isn't as much of a thing to you. It's like it's like a siren's call dimension, basically.
We're gonna do like the don't get lost in your own magic plot. Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something like that. Isn't this all Star's magic anyway? I don't know. It's not, whatever. But yeah, I enjoyed these parts. But the consequential part is that Moon again is gone. The OG unicorn zaps Star back to Muni and zaps Moon somewhere else. We don't know where she went though. So will season 4 be moonless?
No.
No, why not?
Because I don't want it to be.
Well, what does Moon need to be queen again? Are you okay with Star being queen?
I'm fine with Star being queen. I just like Moon, and Star needs her mommy.
Yeah.
I'm worried about River.
Oh God! So
like, what is he gonna wear?
April, I know you're a big River fan. River was so completely useless. Like,
he really was.
Why isn't he acting king? Like,
because it's a matriarch.
I mean, I get that, but Star is 14. It's like,
it's like one thing, I guess it's like one thing, what is it? At the beginning, whenever we were doing Battle for Muni, and like Moon was like, I'll be back, like, you know that I'm leaving. Whereas like River didn't know that she was leaving. And so I guess that's why he still got to kind of be king. But like everyone's like, it's a known fact that Moon is gone and she just disappeared. It wasn't like she was like, I'll be back, River, you're in charge. It's like, nope, she's just gone.
River's like, I have some suggestions for the dinner menu. Yeah.
I will say that there was like a small moment where I thought that was going to be like a serious, and I was like, oh, this is really good. Like, it's touching my emotions. And then he talked about dinner, and I was like, well, moment's gone, lost it.
Yeah. I guess he also does fight with his eagles, and then he loses. So that's River in the finale. What were we talking about? Moon. Oh yeah, Moon. April, as Queen Moon herself, you must still want Moon to be back in season 4.
Of course I want Queen Moon back, but I think we'll get it, but not till like the end. That's my prediction. No,
Yeah,
no.
I would like there to be a purpose of Moon leaving other than just thrusting Star into power, although that's also good. I'd like
she's
Moon
like half dead. Can we figure this out?
Well, yeah, like
I believe Moon was healed in the magic.
Okay,
dimension,
that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure, and I'm just like, this is weird, man.
Yeah, it's not clear, but her eye does go from black to butterfly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe she's healed, and that if we saw her again, she'd be fine. The question is, where is she?
Will she remember who she is? Will she take on a monster lover? Like,
well, that's always possible, but Eclipse. Yeah, she's in the new Eclipse. I think she will remember where she is. Star quickly remembered where she was when she was not in the magic dimension. I think she'll probably be gone for a while though, because the hook of Star having to be queen is I assume where we'll start with season 4.
I think that's where we are starting.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we do with Moon. Let's talk Marco, Starco, and Tom, because they all kind of intertwine in this in this finale. We get this great Starco moment with Marco as Princess Marco and Star, where they hug and they look into each other's eyes at the end after Marco comes back to life. And then Tom comes in, he's like, I'm gonna make it awkward. And then Tom's there too. Delaney, what was your reaction to the Princess Marco Starco hug?
Obviously it was great, and I was like, yes! Though I did like Tom's cracking me up. I love him.
Did we actually like Tom in this finale? Because he's pretty likable here.
I think really so. I think Tom's, like, from, in the beginning, I absolutely hated Tom, and I think he's a treasure.
A treasure? That's strong.
He's a treasure. He's so funny. Like, he's just like this, like, he's like angsty, emo, like, devil boy, and then he's a total idiot. I love him.
Yeah, April, you're pro Tom.
I'm pro Tom too. I thought he was precious throughout this whole finale. Like, this entire season, he's kind of grown on me a little bit more and more.
Yeah.
Even though he's dumb and sometimes a terrible boyfriend, but like,
he's like the worst boyfriend.
He really is. Like, did you know she could do that? Like, first off, Tom, Marco is dead. Secondly, like,
first of all, yeah.
Well, I really think this season in the finale was like, Tom's actually a good person.
Yeah, I think it's clear that the show wants us to think he's a good person.
I think it sort of helped, like, because we've been kind of doing this, like, Tom's improving himself while Star's improving herself sort of arc with him. And I think that this finale sort of really helped kind of solidify that. Like, even though Marco said that he kissed Star, he still, like, he was like, I'm going to call your bluff on that, friend. Like, and like still kind of sacrificed himself. And even though he was already like there, he could have like gotten away after he found out that like Marco wasn't kidding about kissing.
And he took Marco's body with him.
Yes, and that's the other thing too. Like, he took Marco's body with him. So that shows that he does know and understands like what Marco means to Star. And as a good boyfriend, he was like, well, I should bring back her best friend. So he did that for her and tied him on a string so she could have a cute balloon. And I like that. And also, I guess it might have been like ill placed, but I was kind of waiting for Tom to just sort of blow up at any moment, and he didn't. And I appreciate that. Like, that's growth. Way to go.
I agree. This is the first significant Tom moment in the plot where he hasn't gotten angry. And I think that's big for him. As you guys reference, he says, that, Marco says, I kiss Star to Tom, and Tom does attempt to sacrifice himself for Marco anyway. Although, of course, the show undercuts it by being like, I wasn't bluffing. And then Tom's like, oh.
No, I thought that was great. I would have cried.
Wait, in what situation would you have cried?
If like Marco had just said that, or that whole exchange where Tom was like, "You're my best friend," and then Marco was like, "I kissed Star," and then Tom had sacrificed himself and he was actually dead, I would have cried.
Oh, if he was actually dead, well, yeah. I mean, I think the bluff thing undercut it, but you're right that Tom, even after he confirms that it is true, he does take Marco back, and is not like angry about it or anything. So I think it's fine. I do think the show, again, let your dramatic moments sit. Don't do things against them. But, there's a big moment, with their friendship. Tom says, you're my best friend. Earlier, he says, that you're great, Marco, and stuff. And he gives a speech about Marco's dumb plans. He's very pro Marco in this this finale.
Is real.
You might interpret
Tomko
it as potentially romantic.
When he was like, "You're my best friend," my girlfriend was like, "Yay."
What percent of Tom is actually likes Marco instead of Star?
60%.
Oh, 60%. Wow. Over 50%. So really,
I'm giving
Tom
it
isn't
like
going to be
85.
So if we're psychoanalyzing Tom, he's the real reason he's not upset about Marco kissing Star is because he doesn't actually even like Star. He likes Marco.
Yes.
Wow, we cracked the code. But yeah, Tom, very, very much highlighting the friendship with Marco. This is an interesting place to take this love triangle, given that we really haven't gotten to the Tomco breakup or Tom Star breakup that we've been anticipating. Tomco break. I would love the day when we get to have a Tomco breakup. I mean, the Tomco's happening, but this is our next step of the Starco plus Tom romantic drama in that, in that Tom and Marco bonds, and then Marco and Star have their moment at the end, and Tom's still there. Where do we stand, Delaney, after all this with Starco?
I mean, it's obviously happening. It's like right here. It's about to happen.
Well, okay. It's happening, but is that season 10 or is that season 4? Like,
season 4, it's happening.
Okay. April, you buying that Starco is happening in season 4?
Yeah, but it won't be towards the end. Because they love to torture us so much.
I think that's an optimistic take that they'll actually be dating by the end of season 4.
Oh no, they won't be actually dating, but we'll be that much closer to Tom or to Starco.
How much longer will Star and Tom be dating?
Through most of season 4.
Oh my god!
Look, I'm being realistic. Don't get mad at me. You know that like Starco is endgame, and I'm one of the biggest Starco shippers, as are most of us. But I'm just gonna be realistic and not get my hopes up. Will I think there'll be drama between now and then? Of course, absolutely. Will Star and Marco kiss again? Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I do think the show has successfully undercut this is a good use of undercut, the bad things that came from Tom and Star dating with this finale. Like, it doesn't really matter if Tom and Star are going to continue to date if Tom and Marco have the closest relationship and we're still exploring Star and Marco being really intimate. Like, if we're all getting along and happy and stuff and everyone's kind of close anyway, then I don't think this matters as much. It's a lot different than it was earlier in the season.
Well, I think what I also like about the fact was because Star and Marco did kiss behind Tom's back, and that was kind of something that was sort of pushed in the in the closet. Like, it was pushed in the closet because we were all so happy we didn't want to admit that what they did was a really, really bad thing. And so I like that it kind of didn't continue to hide that fact, because Marco was just like, hey, I did kiss your girlfriend. And I realized that that's a bad thing. So, because he seemed very remorseful whenever he said it to Tom, especially after Tom just told him he was best friends. And so that was a very mature moment for this show, was to recognize that what it had done was bad, even though it was amazing. But
yeah, we're actually addressing the romantic tension and not putting it off for the rest of the season like we did before. Wow, that was shocking. Yeah,
it's so grown. I'm proud of you, Star staff.
All it took was Marco almost dying in order for him to actually...
Also, we're dealing with it as it's actually something really shady that happened. I'm like, Legend Korra.
Yeah, it was nice to address it here, and we'll see what happens. It's frustrating that Tom and Star are still together, but this was a good step towards I feel like bringing it to a place that's more sympathetic to the audience. Let's talk the Magnificent Seven and Marco's efforts to thwart Meteora. So, Delaney, who's your favorite member of the Magnificent Seven?
Oh, that's hard.
Jorby,
Jorby. Honestly, it's probably Tom or Marco. Or do you mean people other than them?
Oh my god, that was such an easy answer. Jeez, I want you supposed to pick supposed to pick Talon or something. Come on.
Talon, oh my god.
Dang it, that's who I was gonna pick.
Okay,
why do you?
Yeah, Delaney, why'd you like Talon? Or April, why'd you like Talon?
Well, I really enjoyed that all Marco had to say about him was that he was really big and he thinks Hekapoo has a crush on him.
But only for his body, yeah.
But only for his body.
That was really good.
And then I don't know why, but I was very tickled by the fact that he, one, was passionate about the group shot, their victory group shot, and that everyone needed to be wearing shades.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I really like Ponyhead and her helmet. That was pretty good.
Yeah, everything Ponyhead was not in the episode that much, but everything she said was incredible.
Yes, and like she had like the battle axe, it was so good.
Yeah.
And then like the mini Ponyhead, all of it was good.
Yeah, so she comes in, she says, "You forgot about me." Mark is like, "No, you're late." Like,
so good.
That's the encapsulation of Ponyhead's character.
Yes,
I think, in that way.
Fashionably late.
Yeah, she has a battle axe. Oh, no, it's something else. No, it's and she says, "I'm basically like a cyborg now."
It was that was really good. I loved that. Basically like a cyborg gal.
Yeah, and then she gets the helmet on. She says, "I cannot see. Can everyone else see? Because I cannot."
So I love her.
I also enjoyed whatever she's like, "Throw me," and so he does, and I was like, what is gonna come of this? And exactly what I thought was gonna come of it did, and it was very satisfying because she dies. She just hits him. Well, yeah, she does die. That was sad.
I want everyone to know that on Dylan's outline it has DED.
DED.
Yeah. She says, "Launch me," and then she says, "I don't hear nothing. She's dead, right? I won."
And then no.
And then
I got really emotional with Ponyhead. I was like, ah.
Me too.
I can't deal with that.
And then when they come back and Meteor is just like playing with her like a squeaky toy.
I was so mad.
Justice for Ponyhead. Jeez.
I'm about to go in TV and beat her up.
Yeah, Ponyhead was great here. He could have used even more Ponyhead. My favorite member was Jorby. Sure. I love Jorby. I was very excited to see Jorby again. And the best Jorby moment is when Kelly is like backing up Jorby and pretending to make the sounds like a truck backs up. Yeah,
noises.
Yeah,
pretty good.
That was great. Great to see Talon again. Hekapoo was underutilized, I think.
Yes. I
also,
agree.
Rip Nachos.
Yeah, Rip Nachos, but then he comes back. I do think I think everyone dying kind of undercuts the stakes because obviously everyone's gonna come back to life, which did happen. But we have some other moments from we talked about the group photo, which they never get the group photo. Also, Talon did a selfie stick too.
Yes, that was pretty good.
And he was gonna take a selfie with all of the dead members.
Yeah, it's good. Marco, what do we think of Marco's sword, El Chapo?
Love
him. Hated that scene.
I really like Tom being like, "I'll take the bait." And
yeah,
it was so awkward. I hate that when people are fishing.
Oh, you hate that, but Tom was happy to indulge Marco because he loves him, right?
Marco, it was so funny.
Yeah, the other Tom moment we haven't talked about. Tom's like, "I treated you badly sometimes." Then he lists the episodes where he sucked, and he's like, "Monster Arm," and then he's like, "That wasn't you."
I like that he tried to take credit for it, though.
Yeah, that was
also,
good.
How did he know about it?
Yeah, it's a good question. I guess he watches the show. But yeah, and then he's like, "You're great." So that was great. Other moments from the next episode, I talked about Tom's speech, with Marco's dumb plans. This Tad section, we have to talk about. I'm baffled that the episode took an entire minute.
I know.
To do a Tad and Kelly's thing.
Bad.
In the season finale, it stopped and then did the Tad section. I kind of ended up loving it, but it's kind of a baffling decision. Like, what? April, you hated it.
Yes. First off, it should have been a Starco moment.
Well, duh.
And then we haven't seen Tad in like the entire season. And then all of a sudden he comes out of nowhere and he has this cheesy poem about roses being red, and he just never goes away. And then he's like, "I'm dying," and Kelly's like, "No, you're not."
Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly. Yeah.
Oh, I was so. I was just like,
why are we to get the last of my stuff and write you a love poem? I hate him. Like,
yeah. And I like where he's like, "Where am I gonna live?" And she's like, "In the forest."
Yeah, go live in the woods. And then she's like, "You're not dying, Ted." He's like, "What are you, some kind of doctor or something?" Yeah. Delaney, did you like this sequence?
No, though I really did like when she was like, "You're not gonna," like, I was like, he could be dying, and she's like, "You're not gonna go away because you suck." Like, that was pretty good. But no, she just kept walking back and forth, like, "You're gonna die, you're making me stressed." It was stupid, and I hate Tad. I just hope he's gone forever, but he's not, because he sucks.
The crew obviously loves Tad and Kelly. The fact that we took this whole sequence, time to do this whole sequence here was, a stunning decision. Kelly!
Stunning.
Yeah. It was, I think it was probably not good for the episode overall, although I do think Tad's funny. I think I'm pro Tad in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I don't know. This was something.
So disappointed in you, Dylan.
Maybe we're freeing up Kelly to do more things next season. That's why we need to do this. I don't know. But he doesn't even leave. I guess he is out of Kelly's hair at the end.
I really like Kelly's armor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I also appreciated that the, like, foofy thing on the top of her helmet was not her actual hair. It was actually like a decorative choice. Because I thought she like pulled her hair through the top of it and had like a weird ponytail going on, but she did not.
Yeah, it was. She also refers to her hair as her hair in this one. We were tracking in our mythology of Kelly tracking since our Kelly podcast. I think we've learned a lot. We need to revisit that topic.
We should.
Kelly part
Set
2.
aside 3 hours, everyone,
to talk about Kelly. Okay. Other random moments from Conquer we haven't got into was the Star and Tom go back to the sanctuary and Star tries to do the bois to the crocodile.
Oh yeah, and he thinks she's lost her marbles.
I thought that was really funny. I loved that.
Yeah.
And then he actually goes back and then he just eats a fish. So good.
I thought it was like I enjoyed the parallel of like Star trying to be like her mom, because there was a lot of like those sort of like moments scattered throughout the finale where like Star as queen is like almost like Star trying to be Moon as queen, and I really enjoyed that because she doesn't know what to do and she's just like, I'm just doing what my mom would have done.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get more into the Star being queen stuff, but two Meteora lines I haven't mentioned, which I thought were really good. Meteora says, "Don't tell me you've forgotten all about your other boyfriend." She says that to Star, which is confusing because I was not aware that she knew Marco was a boy. I didn't know that.
Well, I think she did. Like, I think, like, I don't know actually.
Maybe she figured it out whenever she was fighting with Marco in the woods.
Yeah, she might have figured it out. Yeah, but she also says she's been chasing after the wrong princess all along, which was a nice way to tie it into her being heinous. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it doesn't matter that she's heinous. But that 1 second, it's
we just don't care.
This is kind of relevant. Yeah. We haven't really talked that much overall. Meteora. She's kind of just a monster of the week. She was just in the end of the Monster Bash, and then in the Tough Love last week, and then in these 2 episodes, and that's it. So I don't know if she necessarily amounts to anything overall plot-wise, but did you enjoy her, Delaney?
I think I did. Like, I think she brought a lot of interesting things to the show, and like how everything kind of fell around her. I do think her like monster character design was really interesting, and like. I'm excited to get to know her as if we get to know her like growing up again. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and she's in School too, of course, which I think is her best appearance.
Yes.
Which, like getting into her backstory, that was like the best part of her. But I think it's more heinous territory. I guess they're intertwined. But April, thumbs up, thumbs down on how Meteor ends up being used.
I really liked it. I thought. I really, again, I liked her character design, and I kind of enjoyed like the like. As she takes in more souls kind of thing, she grows like more monster-ish. Like she gets hairier, she gets bigger. And so I kind of enjoyed that. And I liked that little moment where she was just like, all it took was 1 punch. Like, why am I sucking out like souls? And I was like, oh, you're cute.
that was I like that too. Yeah. I think Meteor was pretty good in the finale. She was solid villain. I think the show should have done more with her or had her integrated differently, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. Like the way they frame it around Eclipsa at the end anyway. I think she ends up being more important.
I think her role as a villain, successfully served its purpose in, I guess, getting to more of like the Eclipsa stuff, or at least making treads towards it.
Yeah, and we're definitely done with her now. She's a baby. We'll see if she ages. I don't know. Yeah, but I think Schooled is how I remember Meteora.
Yeah.
And her backstory and stuff. Although she was very good in the finale. Other stuff from Divide, which we've been talking about April. We didn't talk that much about Nude Moon.
Yes.
Were you digging it?
Kind of, yeah. I thought it was like very like an interesting choice. Like, first off, what happened to her clothes? Was she just like, I'm just gonna take these off? Ha! What are clothes? So, and I also appreciated that her hair was just so big that it covered her body, and that when Star like forgot herself, she was just like, "Where's the hairy lady?"
Yeah, she's like, "Where's the hairy lady?" Yeah, yeah. So, Delaney, thumbs up on Nude Moon.
Well, at first it was really funny and I liked it, but then it was just like the whole time because I thought we were actually going to get somewhere, and then I was like, okay,
nope.
I'm tired of it.
Nope. Don't know.
Star didn't even have that moment where she was just like, "Mom, cover yourself." Like,
yeah.
Nope, nothing. Okay, we haven't talked at all about the first 11 minutes of the finale, with the first half of Divide. I actually really like the first half of Divide. This was like the most self-contained unit to me, which is it's all about Star as trying to deal with her as acting queen, as like acting queen of Muni. This is kind of like what I wanted from Star this whole season 3B, was like getting into Star's head, like actually seeing what she's dealing with in her life. How is she dealing with becoming she's not really a butterfly, not really a princess, and at least she's like, we're getting into part of her emotional arc here. So even though like much less happened, and you could almost section off these first 11 minutes completely separately from the finale, and that these are just kind of its own separate episode. Actually, as a self-contained unit, I liked it the most, maybe even.
Yeah. I really liked it too. And I like that she, again, we get like that parallel, because wasn't Moon around the same age as Star whenever like her mom died and she became queen? And so I liked like that parallel where she's just like, I don't know what to do. Like, whereas like Moon was also like, I don't know what to do. Everyone's coming to me for answers. Can't even pick a boy to like, and Star's kind of in that same situation. So I really enjoyed that small little tidbit, and how she's like, she kept correcting everyone. She's like, I'm acting queen. Like, they're like, queen, butterfly, and she's like, acting. So I liked that. So, and I like that we were like getting inside of her head, and there was like that moment where Marco is just like, you can just, be yourself around me. And she was like, I just need a hug. And I was like, me too.
Right.
Yeah. What did you think, Delaney? What did you think of Star with the how Star handled being queen?
Well, I liked it because like she has no idea what's going on, and like I really like the parallel in that like Moon is always just dealing with idiots. Like Moon is surrounded by idiots, and that was really funny when Star was like I think she called them cornheads.
Yes.
And then like when River stopped her, and I was like, is this gonna be great? And then it was just about the menu, and I was like, I hate you. I did really like, I love the parallels between her and Moon, and it's very relatable. I'm about to graduate from college, I'm trying to get an apartment, I'm getting a job, and like I gotta call my mom. Like, you always need your mom. And I really liked that, and I don't know, it was nice. Like, it's just nice to have Star like doing stuff on her own, being in charge and being taken seriously, because a lot of the series is Star not being taken seriously. So I really like that, and like Star making decisions and people like turning to Star, but also, and and then we've been waiting like literally the whole series for her to be queen, and like her dealing with it. So it's really neat, and it's also really like we've seen how much she's matured and how much Marco's matured from like season 1 when she got sent to Earth. So I really liked it.
Yeah, and this is what I'm hoping a lot from season 4 of. This is like, if Star's queen, I want a lot of this type of stuff. It was good stuff here. The episode opens with Star getting a debrief from Eclipsa on what happened last week. and then she decides to lock her up. I think she had the right read on the situation. I think that was a good call.
Yeah, I do too.
I think she had the right read, but it also played into where she's like, I'm just trying to do whatever it is that my mom would do. And so she's like, well, my mom would clearly lock up Eclipsa, so I'm going to do just that kind of thing.
Well, I think also she's hurt and she's scared because her mom's gone, so which I think it was understandable.
Like, she probably should have emotionally handled Eclipsa better, like talked to her and stuff, and not just like coldly locked her up. But I don't think Eclipsa cares. I think if Eclipsa is evil, she was just calculating this whole time anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would have mattered. But yeah, then we see her like addressing her like council. We have this comedic beat with Sir Skarsgård.
Oh my god, that went on way too long.
And he couldn't hear anything.
I was so annoyed.
That was like classic this show sequence.
Also, what is Lady Skarsgård? Because she looked like a vampire.
I think she's just an old lady. I think that's all.
But she called them Lord like Skarsgård and Lady Skarsgård, which would imply that like is the lady his mom? Like,
I think it's his wife. I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's why I was confused.
Yeah, but I thought that was funny. We were like, let's send Mina on her. Mina already lost.
Yeah.
It's like, really? We're just lampshading that Mina is a completely useless character here? Like, this is... Why did we bring her back for the mid-season finale? Why did we do that? But yeah, it was good. No Mina in the finale was a good decision. Sir Lavabo is back.
Yes. Also, I love Marco was like, no, get out of here.
Yeah, like, no, we can't send him. But Sir Lavabo, he recolored one of Star's dresses to match her, and he was being very useful. Yeah. He was good. I like Sir Lavabo.
I do too.
Pro Lavabo. Marco's like, so send me. I have 16 years of experience. We've talked a lot about Marco.
We're really addressing the fact that
after Running with Scissors, we were like, okay, the show could go in two directions. It probably will just never address this again. But no, the show has gone out of its way to address the fact that Marco
in a lot lately.
Yeah, there's like three, like it did it last week and then it's done it twice in these two episodes. But yeah, he's like, I have 16 years of experience. Yeah, Marco in his mid to late 30s confirmed by these episodes.
Well, he says his early 30s, and I just laughed.
Yeah, it is. Oh boy! But the best part of the episode, I didn't know I needed this, but this is one of my favorite sequences, maybe ever. Is a Starco fight, like an action sequence of them fighting each other. Like I never thought of this, but this is everything I wanted. Is Marco fending off all of Star's spells,
and him like egging her on too.
Yeah,
he's like, "I told you to use your most powerful spells on me." Like,
yeah. And we get the Warnicorn Stampede, we get Spider with a top hat. Like, I love this sequence so much.
And everyone's screaming during Spider with a top hat, like.
Yeah. Always good to see him again. The plan is Marco stop Meteor while Star goes to find her mom, and then we get this great sequence. She needs a hug, they hug, Star's blushing, then the cook comes in and they're both blushing, and then they switch to a handshake and they're still blushing.
Yep. It was awkward and beautiful.
It was so cute. Like, the blush was so great.
Yeah. They're confirmed their feelings for each other, still very present. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're like, at the end, they're staring into each other's eyes when he's Princess Marco. Yeah. Please don't put this to the back burner again in season 4, but they will.
Can we have it like season 4, episode 1?
Yes, we need, if Booth Buddies was the Cave of Two Lovers, then we need the headband immediately in season 4. I think that's what
immediately.
That was episode 2. We need it similarly quickly.
Don't put it off for another entire season because I will.
Oh, they
die.
will. They definitely will.
I will drive to Disney myself and be like, "This is madness. Stop." You can't create the show anymore. I'm telling you.
That's what this show is, April. It's a romantic drama, the shipping drama, the show. That's what's happening. So.
Shipping drama, the show.
Yeah. So more of that coming, but yeah. Okay. Delaney, anything else you want to talk about and closing thoughts here? I
want Moon back. And it was really sad that everybody died, but everyone's fine now. And I just want to know, what the heck, Calypso? Eclipse, what is your deal? What is it? I just want to know. I really liked the finale. It just didn't really feel like a finale. I think it's just mainly because the cliffhangers are there, and I'm just like, give me more.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a conclusion. I felt like it was epic. I thought it was epic.
It was. I think it definitely was epic, and it was like the music. I think the biggest takeaway: the music in these episodes was incredible. Like the music was so great, and like a lot, like it really, really packed a punch, especially with Eclipsa and Meteora, and just all the fighting in general. The music was just great, and like I think the music really helped set up some of the biggest emotional parts of the episode. Like it wasn't even like the dialogue or like the characters, it was the music. And I really loved that.
Yeah. April, final thoughts.
I really enjoyed both of these episodes. I thought they were very like top tier, even though, again, I still have so many questions that I want answered, but they were executed so well that I kind of don't care. And I just like the music combined with everything else going on. Like, I just love it when a show can just like evoke emotions out of me. And I did legit cry at the end of Conquer. So
that's always good.
Yeah, that's always good. Like that's how I know. I'm like, well, it made me cry, so here we go. Good job, fam. But yeah, excited for season 4. I hope we don't have to wait forever, but thank goodness the show isn't Steven Universe, so.
Yeah, we're definitely guaranteed to be back in the fall with season 4. So
at the very latest to the fall.
Right. Yeah, the question is, will we get a Battle for Muni type sequence of episodes presented as a movie over the summer again?
I'm crossing my fingers.
Or will we wait for October, November territory? So
if we have to wait, we better get Starco in the first episode.
The first episode.
I don't think they're related, but
yes, they
are. Shouldn't we get the summer Starco movie?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Where we explore Star, Tom, and Marco's relationship. Yeah.
Just cut Tom out of that. We're fine.
Well, we have to get rid of him, and then we can cut.
He's definitely still around. Hooray! So.
Yay!
Yeah. Good. Yeah, great. Good episodes here. I think just very solid all around, and a lot of interesting plot threads heading into season 4. And we still have a lot to break down over this finale. Make sure you're subscribed to not miss our next podcast on this and everything else. Star vs. the Force of Evil. We might do some off-season podcasts before we get into season 4. Subscribe on YouTube or on iTunes. Make sure you don't miss anything. Come talk about Star with us on our Discord, overlyanimated.com/Discord. And consider supporting us via Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, and DAK Buzz Lightyear. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, Andy, and Hugh. Just a bunch more Star podcasts coming up. Final Space coming up. I don't know.
Ladybug.
There's the Ladybug episode. OKKO had a finale. Craig of the Creek potentially coming up. So I'll find all that at overlyanimated.com. Thank you guys very much for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.